So you're a specialist in time travel.
Yeah, it's just the only thing I can do.
Yeah, so what are the rules from different rules from Doctor Who to this one?
Yeah, there are different rules. I don't want to give too much away, but their way of travelling is different. It has to do with the same things, and I think the fact that history can be changed and what the responsibility of that is such a fascinating thing to explore. It's very different. I can't say too much. It's really cool. And the first day I walked onto set to see our method of time travel, I was like a kid at Christmas. Yeah, it's like the TARDIS is great, and it's an iconic thing. This is very, very. It's got a very different feel and brings together like all the. It's on a massive scale. There's lots of space to house these 9 people who are on this big journey. So it gets very confusing very quickly because you change one thing and then you change another thing. You go to a future where that's all changed. So you go to the past to try to change all of that, and whilst trying to chase an immortal villain, it gets very complicated very quickly. Like, I think all the stuff with Booster Gold is great, and all the Vanishing Point stuff I thought was really cool. I think that's kind of an interesting thing to explore. But what I love about these shows is that they take the story somewhere new as well, and I think it's going to be very exciting for DC fans to see how all these characters are going to interact together and where their story can all go to. It's paying homage to the past stories and also giving something new.
Bringing these people in.
The recruitment process is quite swift because I don't think he wants to give them very much time to consider it. And also, for him anyway, there's very much a time pressure. Even though he can travel in time, there's still very much a time pressure. I don't want to say too much, but he's thought through his plan to a point, and I don't think he quite realises the bunch of people that he's got together quite how difficult they're going to be. The recruiting process is quite an interesting one, and I don't think not everyone's happy about it.
So we have heroes and villains coming together to try to save the future. The world at large, brought together by Rip Hunter, a time-traveling time master, who's got a rogues gallery, as we call it, I guess, of people trying to work together to overcome their differences and ultimately do good. we may mess up along the way every once in a while, and then we have to go back and figure out how to right our wrongs as we trudge through time. I think the basis of what makes Flash and Arrow work is the relationships, is that team, who's Team Arrow, who's Team Flash, and what are the relationships, and making story work through interacting with the characters and creating strong emotional bonds that the audience can relate to, so that when you're in peril, it feels real. You're connected because you really care about these people, and that's, that holds true to what we're doing here. We have 8 people that we're doing this with, and they're all very different. So that's very unique for us. Plus, I think the stakes are even higher. The scope is even bigger. The villains we're facing even batters. Time traveling Vandal Savage. It's helped in amazing ways. I don't even know if it's so much as on screen as just Brandon working through and dealing with the trials and tribulations of filming something like this. The stresses, the time constraints, the physical constraints of being in a suit and all these things. Superman really helped me prepare me for this. And while it was an amazing experience for me, that was a lot at a very early age. So I wasn't always able to sit and relax. Wow, this is amazing. I was just one day after the other. Got to get through this day. Got to get through this day. There's so much that I have to handle. And this, I can sit back and go, oh, this is pretty amazing. This is pretty awesome. And I know I don't have to worry about this. I know I can advocate for myself and say, you know what? I need a little bit more time. I need to do this, whatever. You just learn those skills as an actor that don't have to do with the acting, but pay dividends for the acting. So I can be more relaxed on set. Just go, okay, now it's time to really do my job. Yeah, it's a serialized show. So we're after Vandal Savage. He's the big bad essentially for the season. So it's all relating to capturing him or killing him each episode. He may be in focus more in some episodes and less in focus in some, but that's always the main goal that we're achieving. The other would be just working together as a team and establishing relationships. Who's the leader on this mission? Who's the leader on that mission? Which is kind of a cool thing, kind of trading off as we go along. Nobody's in power the whole time. Even Rip, who's the one who kind of is the one supposedly bringing us together, isn't always the leader. Well, thankfully, I don't personally have to deal with that. Armin Katayan, our awesome vis effects guy, will do all that. I've seen some animatics of some cool stuff that we're really pushing the boundaries for TV. I think what we do on Arrow and Flash has been really impressing me, and so I think it's going to step it up even more. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of Adam in his real element now that's the focus of the show. We did that on Arrow a little bit. I mean, well, we didn't really. The trailer you saw, the promo shrink, and then that will be utilized definitely in Legends. So well, just Adam exosuit, but definitely a lot more miniaturization.